Hello and welcome and namaskara and vanakkam. I'm Nagarjun Dwarkanath and you're watching SoSouth, your window to everything from the south, where we encapsulate the next 30 minutes with all southern flavors in terms of covering the news. And joining me today are Pramod Madhav from Chennai, Anaga Keshav from Chennai and Abdul Bashir from Hyderabad. Let's go to Pramod first. Pramod, what's happening in Tamil Nadu? What's in store today?
As usual, very important news are from the state of Tamil Nadu, Nagarjuna. To start with TVK issue, a very important report on the cold reef cough syrup and also an issue related to the Vidudhalai Chittikal Kachin leader Tirumavalavan Nagarjuna.
Thank you, Pramod. And Abdul Bashir, what's happening in Telangana?
Well, a local graveyard, a long-pending issue of Jubilee Hills Bipole now takes a political turn. We have reactions, we have the whole story surrounding this particular issue in this bulletin.
And last but not the least, Anaga, what do you have in store? I saw your report on the cold reef cough syrup.
Well, in fact, we have a Mega India Today expose where I have taken you directly to the ground in Kanchipuram to really give you a reality check as to how a plant that has been manufacturing a killer cough syrup has directly been linked to the deaths of 16 children. That's the number that we're talking about. 16 children have been killed after the consumption of this lethal cough syrup called cold reef. So what we bring to you is a ground report from this particular plant with utterly unhygienic conditions that has been manufacturing this killer cough syrup called cold reef.
Thank you, Anaga. And now let's kickstart the bulletin with Tamil Nadu stories. Pramod Madhav to take it from here.
Thank you, Nagarjuna. Like we earlier said, it's a very important day and very important stories are coming from the state of Tamil Nadu. To begin with, this is about cold reef, a cough syrup trusted to be given to children, but unfortunately it turned out to be a poison for them. In fact, now the Tamil Nadu government has accepted that after 2 days of testing of that particular cough syrup, they have found diethylene glycol, a toxic substance, in much larger quantity, and immediately show cause notice, stop production and such were issued to the particular company. However, my colleague Anaga Keshav went to the plant and completely shocking revelations were found over there. In fact, about the hygiene and such, close to 350 issues were actually discovered from that particular plant. And here is a detailed report. Amidst this, before we go to the report, now there is an issue where there is also, the Drug Control Authority of the state of Tamil Nadu was also under question as to how this was allowed in the first place and what should be the future course of it. But before that, let's go to a detailed report on this particular story by my colleague Anaga Keshav.
Kanchipuram-based Recent Pharmaceuticals that manufactures the killer cold reef syrup that's consumed by children is under severe scrutiny. And we are reporting from this killer plant over here, this exact plant where the cold reef syrup is being manufactured. In fact, Tamil Nadu's Drug Inspection Unit also found over 350 violations from the absence of air handling units and ventilation to rusted equipment and products stored in dusty corridors. I just want to show you the design and the layout of this particular plant. Just take a look at how unhygienic this whole area is. It's completely ill-maintained, not given attention to at all. Just the kind of unhygienic atmosphere that we are reporting from. In fact, as I report, I can actually feel and smell the stench that's emanating out of this place. In fact, one of the key observations of the report was how the manufactured cough syrups were placed openly in the corridors of this place, which is very close to the highway. In fact, if you see that side, it's nothing but a highway with thousands of vehicles, and thereby over a period of time the dust accumulated has contributed to contamination of the cough syrup is what we are hearing. That's the kind of glaring lapse that we are talking about. I just want to show you another lapse. There is a container over here to store chemicals where it's very clearly written that this container should be placed in a clean a cold place away from direct sunlight, and yet this container is placed directly under the sun. That's the kind of apathy and indifference in the manufacture of cold reef syrup that we are talking about. What we're also learning is that the equipment that was used in the production of the syrup was just rusty, not updated, not cleaned at all. Very, very unhygienic is what we're hearing. Another important portion that was highlighted in the report was the use of diethylene glycol, which is the toxic, lethal industrial solvent that's used in brake fluids that was found in the syrup, pointing out to illegal procurement and gross negligence. In fact, this particular industrial solvent, diethylene glycol, is really not meant for human consumption, and yet this particular solvent was illegally procured by this particular company, mixed in with the syrup, which has resulted in the fatalities of innocent children. In fact, there's also a show cause notice that's been stuck here by Tamil Nadu's Drug Controller Department, where they've clearly asked for invoices and the copy of this particular diethylene glycol drug, because it's really not okay to mix that up with cold reef syrup. And that's why they have sought accountability, giving a time of 5 days from the date of receipt of this show cause notice to the company over here. It has to be all the details that's been sought over here, right from the invoices to the purchase certificate to analysis certificate of raw materials used in the manufacturing of this drug, has to be submitted to Tamil Nadu's Drug Controller Unit within the next 5 days. Really, the Tamil Nadu government seeking answers from SoSouth Pharmaceuticals for the way in which they've maintained this particular plant, the way in which they've procured illegal industrial solvent, mixed it up inside cold reef, that has resulted in the death of innocent children. With camera person Daniel Anaga Keshav reporting for India Today from Kanchipuram. We're reporting from the backside of the killer plant to just give you a glimpse of where the waste gets dumped. This is one of the containers where it's clearly written here, the waste tablets container. It's just openly dumped here. In fact, there are also fillers over here, the drip which is used to drip the cough syrup. It's just openly placed over here. Of course, these are all waste, but just imagine the amount of chemical emanation from this particular spot. In fact, there are also a bunch of construction workers nearby who are working here. जी आप इधर कितना दिन से है, आपको क्या पता है इसके बारे में, वेस्ट को किधर डंप किया जाता है?
देखो इधर क्या होता है वो तो हमको मालूम नहीं है, वो दूसरा काम है, मेरा दूसरा काम है, हम लोग करते क्या पेपर ऊपर है तो थोड़ा भेस भी आता है तो इधर जला देता है, यही बात है।
ऐसे ही ओपन में जला देते हैं?
ना ओपन में जलाता है।
The waste that gets generated in the plant just gets dumped openly over here. That's just very telling of the kind of lack of responsibility and lack in inventory management on part of this recent pharmaceuticals. The killer plant here that manufactures the killer cough, the cold reef cough, that is directly linked to the deaths of children in India. And thereby, this particular cough syrup, it has now been banned in Tamil Nadu following the deaths of innocent children. With camera person Daniel Anaga Keshav reporting for India Today from Kanchipuram. Secondly, on the cold reef cough syrup issue, the union government has now blamed the Tamil Nadu government, saying that the state government lacked in doing enough checks and balances, and that the Tamil Nadu government should take responsibility for what happened with regards to the cold reef cough syrup.
What is this? Did the Tamil Nadu doctors prescribe the medicine to their patients? See, who is manufacturing is different. Who has prescribed the medicine for their patients when other states are not doing it? Even Tamil Nadu is not prescribing. How can they say that Tamil Nadu is responsible? The cheap-minded BJP, the cheapest-minded BJP, make all such foolish comments like what had happened in Karur. Secondly, this. They think that by blaming Tamil Nadu, they can win. But people of Tamil Nadu are brainy. They know that these people are talking foolishly and they will throw them out. They have at least 4 MLAs now. Even those 4 MLAs will not win in the state.
Anaga Keshav has also spoken to the Drug Control Authority, and here's what the official had to say.
Have you inspected the plant over here? What are the labs?
Here to serve the show cause notice. That is my duty allotted to me. I am in the team. If you want any other details about the investigation, you have to contact my director. Okay?
What does the notice say, ma'am?
Show cause notice.
What does the notice say? What is the content of the show?
Everything detailed in the notice itself. It is stick on there.
Okay. Have you had a chance to inspect the plant? Have you found any lapses
that
in
is
terms
not
of hygiene?
Provided to me.
In fact, Anaga Keshav is live with us. Anaga, commendable job of what you've done over there, exposing what was happening on the ground. But you went to the plant. What is the actual situation over there? Such a kind of pharmaceuticals which is actually being trusted with providing a medicine or cough syrup for infant. What did you see there on the ground?
You know, ideally one would expect a medicine to be manufactured in a very clean laboratory of sorts with a very proper medical equipment. But unfortunately, when we went to recent pharmaceuticals, all that we saw was just one godown, a dirtily maintained godown where this particular cough syrup was being manufactured. In fact, a few other people who were residing nearby also told us that this was manufactured by very untrained professionals. One who was a manager and two other women who used to frequent this particular place. They are not trained people at all. They really didn't look like people who knew what they were doing. That's the kind of carelessness that we are talking about. In fact, this particular industrial solvent, diethylene glycol, we are learning that this was found in a percentage of 48%, whereas the permissible limit can only be 0.1%. But it's a huge violation. Look at the difference between 0.1% versus 48%. That's the gross violation in terms of quantity that we are talking about. A very lethal chemical that's used as an industrial solvent. It's used in paints, it's used in brake fluids, it's used as a lubricant. But imagine that going inside the system, the human bodies of little children by getting mixed inside cough syrup. That has directly been linked to the deaths of children is what we are learning. The ideal chemical which was supposed to be used is propylene glycol, but why is it there was a mix-up? Why did the owner of Threeson Pharmaceutical choose to use diethylene glycol? Was this for financial gains? These are big questions that the owner must answer, and in fact what we are learning is that an FIR has been filed in Madhya Pradesh Police Department. An SIT has been separately formed. They are on the run to nab the accused Ranganathan Govindarajan who runs this Threeson Pharmaceuticals. At the moment what we are learning is that the owner is absconding. So once he's caught, we'll really figure out as to why is it that this particular killer industrial solvent was mixed with the cold drug. In fact, what's even more unfortunate is that a political blame game has broken out about a topic as sensitive as health. The union government has blamed the Tamil Nadu state government for lack in checks and balances for even permitting such a factory to run in Tamil Nadu. Whereas the Tamil Nadu government says that this is not our responsibility. Why is it that the doctors of Madhya Pradesh have prescribed this drug to the children is what the state government is asking. Once again, the politics between centre and state coming out on an issue as sensitive as deaths of children.
Well, you cannot definitely discard the responsibility in this particular matter because state also has something called as Drug Control Authority and a lot of officials are there. Be it a manufacturing unit or such, there are supposed to be regular checks by the Drug Control Authority and also by the various departments that is definitely involved because this is supposed to be a life-saving kind of medicine that is supposed to be given to children. So definitely a lot of authorities are supposed to answer on this particular issue. And moving on to the next story. Now, Tamizhaga Vetri Kazhagam leader Vijay has reached out to the victim's family in Karur. Now, we got information that Vijay has called up 33 families, one after the other, spoke to them, apologized to them again and again, assured them that he is going to stand with them, promised them that he will come and meet them, and also has said that no matter what kind of comfort he gives, it cannot actually, what has done, he cannot replace it. So that way, Vijay has spoken to the families of those unfortunate 41 victims of Karur stampede. However, Arun Raj IAS, one of the senior netas from TVK, now claims that the families are empathizing with Vijay and that they are not holding him responsible. Amidst this, TVK has also gone to the DGP office where they have also sought permission for Vijay to go over there, probably get some protection as well to meet those families as Vijay has promised. But here's what the netas had to say about Vijay's outreach.
போனாருன்னு தெரியல சார். ஈவினிங் ஃபோன் பண்ணி பேசினாரு. இந்த மாதிரி நான் மீட்டிங்க்கு வந்துருக்கேன்னு மட்டும்தான் சார் சொன்னார். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல இருந்து தான் ஃபோன் பண்ணி சொன்னாங்க இந்த மாதிரி அவர் இறந்துட்டாரு. 2-3 நிமிஷம் இருக்குங்க சார். அதுக்கு மேலே பேசல.
என்ன சொன்னார் நார்மலாக?
நார்மலாவே இரங்கல் தெரிவிக்கிறேன், உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆறுதல் சொல்றேன் மட்டும்தான் சார் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்.
என்னைக்கு வரீங்க தான் சொல்லுங்கள்.
அதெல்லாம் சொல்லுங்கள் சார்.
பர்மிஷன் லெட்டர் டிஜிபி அவர்களுக்கு நேற்று இமெயில் மூலமாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இன்றைக்கி வந்து அதை நேர்லேயும் கொடுப்பாங்க. அதுக்கு முதல்ல வந்து தலைவர் வந்து அவங்க எல்லாத்துட்டையும் வீடியோ காலில் பேசணுன்னு விருப்பப்பட்டார். அதனால் வந்து நேற்று கரூரில் இருக்கிற ஒரு 33 பேர் அவங்ககிட்ட வந்து வீடியோ காலில் பேசினார். அவங்க ஆறுதலை சொன்னார். என்ன தான் ஆறுதலை சொன்னாலும் அந்த இழப்பை ஈடு செய்ய முடியாது. இருந்தாலும் நான் வந்து உங்கள் கூட இருப்பேன், விரைவில் நேரில் வந்து சந்திக்கிறேன்னு சொன்னார். இப்போ வந்து கரூர் சுற்றியில் இருக்கிற மற்ற மாவட்டங்களை வந்து போய் பார்த்து அவங்க வீடியோ காலில் பேசுவார்.
நேற்று வந்து விஜய் அவர்கள் வந்து வீடியோ காலில் பேசும்போது மக்கள்கிட்ட என்ன பேசிக்கிறார், என்ன மாதிரியான?
இல்லை, எல்லாருமே என்ன சொன்னாங்க வந்து, சார் உங்கள் மேலே தப்பு இல்லை, நீங்கள் வந்து தைரியமாக இருக்கணும், நாங்களும் வந்து உங்கள் ஆறுதலுக்கு நன்றி, நீங்கள் சொன்ன வார்த்தையில் எங்களுக்கு ஆறுதலாக இருக்குது, நீங்கள் முதல்ல தைரியமாக இருங்க, வந்து விடாதீங்க, தொடர்ந்து ஃபைட் பண்ணுங்கள், நாங்கள் எப்பயும் உங்கள் கூட இருப்போம்னு எல்லா மக்களும் வித்தவுட் எக்ஸப்ஷன் எல்லா மக்களுமே அதுதான் சொன்னாங்க.
How are you seeing this whole video conference thing in the state?
I don't know. Maybe they would have been prepared to talk like that. Vijay is the only reason for this stampede. And already announced that he will meet the people at 12 o'clock in that point. And why did he come to at 7 o'clock? What is the reason? He has not told anything about that. There were many questions I have been continuously asking. If the people were made to stand in the scorching sun without water and food for 12 hours, this will definitely happen.
We have Anaga Keshov once again live with us. Anaga, this seems to be a kind of outreach by Vijay to the families. 33 families he has spoken to and he has extended his support. He says that he will stand with them. And what more has Vijay told them and how have they responded to this?
In fact, the victims have, looks like the victims have vindicated Vijay. They are saying that the fault is not on you, you don't have to worry, so please continue and keep going is what the victims have allegedly told Vijay. These are words that we are hearing from TVK sources, of course. What they are maintaining is that the victims, they are not angry at Vijay, they are not really holding him responsible, is what we are hearing from TVK. In fact, Vijay has spoken to 33 families over video conference, where he has assured all possible help and support. In fact, today the TVK cadre will be meeting with the Tamil Nadu DGP in order to seek permission and bandobast for Vijay to meet in person the victims of Karur tragedy. And for now, all future TVK rallies are on hold unless and until there is an SOP in place. There will be no election rallies, be it for TVK or ADMK or any other party is what we are hearing. So until an SOP is formulated, Vijay won't be able to hold any more political rallies, and until he obtains a permission from DGP, Vijay cannot be meeting with the families of victims. So that's going to happen. Another important topic is how Adav Arjuna has now moved a petition in the Supreme Court seeking for a Supreme Court monitored probe. That's the big development that's coming in. Not just that, including the father of one of the victims of Karur tragedy has now also moved Supreme Court seeking a CBI probe into this particular matter. So now the TVK is even more pushing for a CBI probe by saying that they don't really have trust in state monitored state level probe and that they want a free and fair investigation. So the case is going to come up for hearing on Friday at the Supreme Court about the Karur Stampede tragedy probe being transferred to CBI.
Thank you, Anaga. Please do stay with us for one more story, and this time it is about Vidudalai Chirthaikal Katchi leader Thirumavalavan. In fact, yesterday, VCK leader Thirumavalavan held a protest outside Madras High Court, and that is against or condemning the attack on the Supreme Court Chief Justice of India, B.R. Gavai. In fact, Thirumavalavan said that this is a kind of attack, and he said that this should be condemned by every other party leader. In fact, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, Kanimori, everybody from the state condemned this particular attack. However, what happened next has turned out to be a big issue right now, because as he was exiting this particular high court from there was an issue, a kind of altercation video where you could see that one person halts his two-wheeler, goes to Tirumavalavan's car. Initially, the cadres of VCK surrounded him, pushed his two-wheeler away, and they said that this person tried to pick a fight with Tirumavalavan. That took a turn within an hour as Annamalai claimed that Tirumavalavan's vehicle hit this particular person's two-wheeler, and that is why he went over there to question him, but he was roughed up by VCK goons. For this, now Tirumavalavan has responded, claiming that there was no accident. The person deliberately went slow, halted his two-wheeler, tried to come up to his car and wanted to pick up a fight, but as VCK cadres tried to interfere, the police took him away. There was no accident. His car did not hit the two-wheeler or the vice versa, but Tirumavalavan claims that Annamalai wants to twist the fact, and he says that Sanghis are world number one in twisting the fact. This did not go well with BJP. Here's what Tirumavalavan had to say on this issue.
அவர் என்னுடைய வண்டியை பார்த்துவிட்டுத்தான் இடதுபுறமாக எனது வண்டிக்கு முன்னால் போகிறார். ஆனால் வேகமாக போகவில்லை. வேண்டுமென்றே மிக தாமதப்படுத்தி வண்டியை ஓட்டி கொண்டு போகிறார். வண்டியை நமது வண்டிக்கு முன்னால் நிறுத்திவிட்டு வருகிறார். வண்டி மோதவில்லை. அப்படி விபத்து என்று சொல்லத்தக்க வகையில் எதுவும் நடக்கவில்லை. ஆனால் சிலர் விபத்து என்கிறார்கள், சிலர் நம்முடைய காரில் அவருடைய வண்டியில் நம்முடைய கார் போய் மோதியது என்கிறார்கள். இது எல்லாம் அப்பட்டமான தவறான தகவல்கள். அண்ணாமலை போன்றவர்கள் வரிந்து கட்டி கொண்டு உடனே இதற்கு வக்காலத்து வாங்கி நமக்கு எதிரான கருத்துக்களை பரப்புகிறார்கள். இந்த சங்கிகள் திரிபுவாதம் செய்வதிலே உலகத்திலேயே முதலிடத்தை பிடிக்கக்கூடியவர்கள்.
And for more stories from the state of Karnataka, let's go to Nagarjuna Dwaraknath. Over to you, Nagarjuna.
Thank you, Pramod. And our first story is about the Karnataka Bigg Boss row. Trouble mounts for Karnataka Bigg Boss. As we speak, the house has been shut down from the Pollution Control Board. The house of Karnataka Bigg Boss has been sealed by authorities after violation of environmental rules that were found out. Politics has also taken the center stage on this issue, with BJP slamming the Karnataka government. The set is located at Bollywood Studios on the outskirts of Bengaluru in Bengaluru South districts. Officials from the State Pollution Control Board inspected the shooting spot and found that several rules were flouted, following which the shooting set was sealed completely. The contestants were forced to move out of the set, and now Bigg Boss Kannada is hosted by Kannada superstar Kicha Sudeep. The site is also inspected by the officials, which revealed several lapses by Pollution Control Board. It was revealed that untreated water was being released into the surrounding villages. Sewage treatment plant was found to be non-operational. The Forest Department and Environment Department inspectors noted that there was no clear process of managing waste. BJP and opposition JDS, meanwhile, has slammed the Karnataka government over the action by the Environment Department. BJP has alleged that DK Shivkumar was the only one taking revenge against the film industry, as they had failed to attend an event at which DKS was present, leaving him embarrassed. Now, Mr. Shivkumar, meanwhile, had said that mistakes has to be set right, and the entertainment must continue in Bigg Boss show as well. Listening to all the reactions coming in.
ನಾನು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ಡಿಸಿ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆನ್ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ. ಅವರು ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೊಂದಾಗಬೇಕು. ನಾನೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಆಯ್ತು, ನನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ ರೀ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಕ್ತಿನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಪ ನನ್ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಿದ್ರೆನೂ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಶಕ್ತಿನೂ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೂ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡಿಸಿಗೆ, SP ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಲಾ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಟ್ ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದೇನೋ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಇವರು ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಟಿವಿಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಅವರು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಏನೋ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. This is my suggestion to them.
So what do you want?
We have nothing to do with Big Boss program. And even I do not know that Big Boss program is going on there. So there, the owner of that land, he was running that illegally. They have not taken CFE, they have not taken CFO, they have not even submitted an application also. They are running an STP, they have established their installed generators, and for all those things they have to comply with all the conditions and they have to take the permission. There is no politics in that. So only legal action has been taken by the Pollution Control Board.
जब भी ऐसा होता है, मैं तो इतना दिन में कभी भी ऐसा हुआ सिचुएशन हमने नहीं देखा है, लेकिन कर्नाटक में कब क्या होता कैसा होता मालूम नहीं होता है। जो इलेक्शन का रिजल्ट होने के बाद जो लोग अपोजिशन पार्टी के साथ मिले जुले थे वो लोगों के ऊपर एक्शन करना और इसके वायु नियंत्रण मंडली का क्या काम है कैसा है ये मेरे को पता नहीं चल रहा है। जिधर बिग बॉस चल रहा था उधर इसको लेना देना भी क्या मालूम नहीं हो रहा है। इसके लिए अननेसेसरी कलादेव के ऊपर एक्टर्स के ऊपर दंड प्रयोग करने का ये काम अच्छा नहीं है। इसके बारे में सरकार और एक बार सोच लेना चाहिए।
The truth is... But now let's listen into DK Shivkumar's previous statement on which now the BJP and JDS has mounted their attack and target the government.
ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕಾರ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಫಿಲಂ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಅವರು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಅವರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಂದು ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇರಲಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ನನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಹೇಮಾ ಚೌಧರಿ ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು 25 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು. 20 ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಬ್ರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಫಿಲಮ್ ಏನಾರು ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗಿತಾವ್ರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾನೇ ನಡೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಶೂಟಿಂಗೇ ನಡೆಯಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ. ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಟ್ಟು ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ ಟೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಐ ನೋ ದಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇರಲಿ.
Moving on to another story from Karnataka, it's the caste survey row that has escalated in the state of Karnataka. The government of Karnataka has extended the survey for 10 more days, then thus extending the Dasara vacation or holidays for all the government schools in the state. Now the opposition BJP has hit out at the Sabarimala government. Karnataka government has extended the deadline of its ongoing caste survey to October 19th, and this decision has followed after reports of uneven progress and technical glitches across various districts in the state of Karnataka. The massive enumeration drive involves about 1.2 lakh teachers and 1.6 lakh other state staff. To felicitate the survey compilation, holidays have been declared by for the government schools. Meanwhile, the BJP has hit out at the Karnataka government for extension of survey across the state while extending Dasara vacation for government schools. BJP Mysore MP Yaduvir Wadayar has tweeted that the government was wasting taxpayers' money and that the survey could have been planned and in a much more organized way. Listening to the story reactions.
ಅದು 7ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೊನೆಯ ದಿನ ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾವು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಕೆಲವು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸರ್ವೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ 8 ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸು ರಜಾ, ಸರ್ಕಾರ ರಜಾ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು 8 ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಸ್. ಉಳಿದವು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಲಿಡೇ ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ 12 ದಿನನ 12 ದಿನ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ 12 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಸರ್ವೆ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಮುಗಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾದಂಥ ಸೂಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
What's wrong in it? The government is conducting socio-economic census in Karnataka. They have extended by another 1 week, 10 days. The whole this socio-economic survey will be completed. That's good for the state, good for the people. What's wrong in it? It's a good decision by the Honorable Chief Minister.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री सिद्धरामैया जी जब सर्वे चालू कर रहे थे तब इसके बारे में सोचना चाहिए था, कितना दिन करना, कैसा करना और इसका मॉनिटरिंग कैसा होगा. लेकिन ये तो पता चलता है टोटली ये जो सर्वे फेलोर हो चुका है. फेलोर होने की वजह से अभी 10 दिन ज़्यादा करने के लिए एक तरफ रिलैक्सेशन करने के लिए सोच रहे हैं। दूसरे तरफ मैं मुख्यमंत्री से ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, अगर आप 10 दिन स्कूल कॉलेज बंद करके वो टीचर्स को इस काम पे लगा दिया तो आगे वाला भविष्य में बच्चे लोगों का क्या प्रॉब्लम होगा, उसके बारे में सोचने वाला कौन है। और 10 दिन छुट्टी हो गया तो उसको तो आप एडजस्टमेंट करने वाला कैसे है। तो आपका मेरे ख्याल से लगता है हर सैटरडे और संडे फिर स्कूल चालू हो जाएगा। आपका गलती की वजह से बच्चे के ऊपर क्यों मारने का दंडा करने के लिए सोच रहे हैं मुख्यमंत्री जी। इसके लिए मैं आग्रह करता हूँ, ये जो समीक्षा कर रहे हैं इसको ख़त्म कर दीजिए। इसके कुछ लेने देना कुछ भी नहीं होने वाला है, इसको इमीडिएट ख़त्म कर दें।
That's it from Karnataka, and up next is Abdul Bashir from Telangana.
Thank you, Nagarjuna. Well, a fresh controversy has erupted in the state of Telangana, especially when the Jubilee Hills bipole heat is now escalating. Now, this heat, when a demand came from the Muslim community regarding a graveyard, there is a shortage of very much requirement in the Jubilee Hills area for a Muslim burial ground, for which the Telangana state government had issued a proceeding. The Waqf board, a special officer or an authorized officer from the Waqf board had issued proceedings for a graveyard land, gazetted graveyard that they have claimed of 2,500 square yard in Sheikhpet area, little far away from the Jubilee Hills constituency. Well, after this, the proceedings were issued, inspections were done, and then suddenly what happens is the defense officials intervene, claiming that it is their land. Now, this controversy has erupted before the election code of conduct was in place. A day before that, this proceedings were issued by the state government. Now, here the Muslims who were having a sigh of relief for a day regarding the issuance of graveyard for them now are into a shock, a deep shock, where politics has also taken up in this particular issue, where the state government, who had clearly stated that they have fulfilled a long pending promise, now in vain. So the opposition has attacked the Congress government here, stating that they knew that there was a dispute, but then just for an appeasement politics or a Muslim vote bank, these orders were issued. Let's listen in to the reactions that are coming in.
वालों का उसके बाजू की कुछ जगह है तो उनका एक रूटीन का प्रोसेस है, उनका कोई इसमें परेशानी होनी है कैसा नहीं है, रूटीन का प्रोसेस है। उनके ज़मीन के आसपास में अगर कोई एक्टिविटी होती है तो वो अलर्ट होते हैं, अलर्ट होके वो लोग देखते हैं कि इंश्योर करते हैं कि हमारी ज़मीन में तो नहीं आ रहे। उनका अलग सेंसिटिव मैटर, उनका एक अलग सिक्योरिटी का मैटर रहता है। इसलिए हम किसी ना तो गवर्नमेंट की ज़मीन में जा रहे हैं, ना हम किसी डिफेंस की ज़मीन में जा रहे हैं। ये वक्त की प्रॉपर्टी है। वैसे तो 1 एकड़ 5 गुंठे ज़मीन है, इसमें 2500 का ज़मीन वक्त की नोटिफाइड प्रॉपर्टी है, उसका ये प्रोसीडिंग दिए। बाकी का 3000 गज जो है वो गज़ेट हमारा अरेंडम नोटिफिकेशन होने के बाद फिर वो भी हैंड ओवर करेंगे। इससे कोई परेशानी की बात नहीं है।
अभी मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये देख रहे हो ये रोड, जी जी, ये रोड से लेके पूरा जमीन हमारा है। जो भी सरकार है जो कुछ किया वो रोड हमने दिया। अभी ये रोड चौड़ा भी होना है, पता है, इसके ऊपर नापा ये हो गया है, फिर हमने काम रोका है।
Today, it is nothing but appeasement politics of the Congress party, which wanted to give land to MIM for graveyard on their demand, and today it has now boomeranged them because that land actually belongs to defense, and defense people have objected it. BJP condemns such type of appeasement politics of Congress only because Jubilee Hills by-elections are there, only to make use of the situation for political benefit. The Congress is playing drama.
Well, however, another land after this fresh controversy has been allotted in the Eragada area of Jubilee Hills, where 7,111 square yards is given. The Waqf land has been opened with a gate that was completely packed. Now a way has been given where a fresh controversy has erupted. It is to be seen what would be the government's response on this particular issue. Well, our next story is from the state of Kerala, where Nagarjuna Dwarkanath will take us through. Over to you, Nagarjuna.
Thank you, Abdul. And our first story from Kerala is about the Sabarimala temple loot. The alleged gold loot at the Sabarimala temple issue escalates. Protests have broken across Kerala over temple loot row, with now opposition BJP and the Congress upping the ante in the state against the Pinarayi Vijay government. BJP now has led a protest by its chief Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who protested against the Chief Minister and the government, and BJP leaders marched to the residence of the Chief Minister, protesting and demanding justice in the Sabarimala gold loot. Now the banners have been raised against Sabarimala temple looters. A huge ruckus was witnessed inside the Kerala Assembly as Congress MLAs stormed the well of the House during the Assembly ongoing session. They also demanded a CBI investigation in the matter of the Sabarimala temple loot as well. And now let's speak to the former Devasam Board Chief, V.N. Vasan, who was the Chief of the Devasam Board back then in 2019. And joining me now is live Mr. Vasan speaking to India Today. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to India Today. And the first question to you is, what's your take on the Kerala High Court ordering the special investigative probe into the irregularities of the gold plating at the Sabarimala temple?
See, it is a welcome step. If at all there is any irregularity, it should be inquired into. So, I wholeheartedly welcome the decision of the Honorable High Court.
Okay, Kerala leader of opposition Mr. V.D. Satishan has also alleged that the present government and the Devasam Board are hand in glove in the controversy. What do you have to say about it?
In his reaction, there is politics. Of course, being an opposition party, it is only natural for them to oppose all the steps taken by the government as well as the Devasam Board. So it's nothing but politics. Politics, that's all. That is all. See, factually, their allegations are incorrect.
All right, sir, but what do you have to also say about the businessman, Mr. Unikrishnan?
See, personally, I don't know him. But, see, as far as I know, he is a sponsor who used to get involved in several activities at Sabarimala for the past 9 or 10 years. And as far as Sabarimala is concerned, we cannot dispense with the sponsors because Sabarimala itself exists with the help of sponsors. A number of projects are being undertaken by sponsors because the Travancore Devasam Board or the government, they themselves cannot afford to take up all the projects required at Sannidhanam. So this man is known to me as a sponsor, a minor sponsor, not a big one. He used to do Annadhanam at Sannidhanam, and he also used to take some minor sponsorship things. So to that extent, I know him. Nothing more. No personal acquaintance with him. Of course, his credentials are now under challenge. That is true.
But how do you see the SIT probe that has been ordered by the Kerala High Court? Do you think at the end of the day the truth will also come out?
Definitely. A high-level special investigation team has been appointed by the High Court itself. So they will probe everything, each and every aspect of the matter and book the culprits. That is my expectation.
Thank you, sir, for speaking to India Today. And that was Mr. Vasu, the former Devasam Board Chief, who has all the information. We heard him first on India Today as well. And moving on to the next story from Kerala, the Enforcement Directorate heat on Malayalam superstars. Operation Namkor is on full effect. The ED team has raided 17 such locations in Kerala and in Tamil Nadu as part of an ongoing investigation in the car smuggling case. Top Malayalam actors Dulquer Salman, Prithviraj Sukumaran and Amit are in the eye of the storm. The ED teams has raided Malayalam superstar Mammootty and his son actor Dulquer Salman. The officials along with CRPF personnel conducted searches at Mammootty's Chennai-based production company and multiple houses of actor Dulquer. The probe focuses on the alleged smuggling of pre-owned luxury vehicles into India through Indo-Bhutan border and related to unauthorized foreign exchange transaction as well. And up next is actor Mohanlal, superstar of Kerala cinema industry, who recently received the Dada Saheb Phalke Award, was honoured with a condemnation with Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi in New Delhi. A lieutenant colonel in a territorial army Mohanlal described the recognition as a proud moment and said he discussed ways to enhance the efficiency of territorial army battalions. He added that more projects related to armed forces are in pipeline, continuing his long association with military-themed films. In a career spanning of over 4 decades, Mohanlal has acted in more than 400 films, including Tamil, Hindi, Telugu, as well as Kannada. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, while announcing the award, said that the Malayalam superstar is being honored for his iconic contribution to the Indian cinema.
It's a great recognition, so I'm so much honored to receive a commendation from the Army Chief. So we had a good meeting and we had a small lunch. It's a great gesture from that fraternity. I'm also part of this fraternity for the last 16 years. So from my limit, we are also doing so many things for the Army, for the betterment of the civilians.
With that, we come to the end of today's episode of SoSouth. Hopefully, we have captured all the flavors and the news that matter to you from the southern part of India. And thanking Pramod Madhav, Anaga Keshav and Abdul Bashir for bringing us the news that matter to you. And tomorrow, once again, we'll see you at 1 p.m. Until then, keep watching India Today.